Hey guys, welcome back to yet another new releases. This will look familiar to you eventually. I did film this eye look. This is the Melt Smoke Sessions palette. I've got a full review coming, so hold tight, but I can't even be arsed to change my shirt. So it is what it is. I like to make the most of my time and be as efficient as possible, so I will typically film 2 videos at once to capitalize the most as possible on the makeup. So it is what it is. There we go. Now that that's out of the way, let's do this. So I will say there's not an awful lot this week to talk about. Even ColourPop took the week off. Maybe it's just the holidays coming up or everybody pushed out all their products for Black Friday. I don't know. There's not an awful lot of new releases right now, so it's actually kind of nice. I'm a little tired, to be honest. I mean, I'm as happy as the next girl to get my hands on something new, but it's been a lot. Like, it has been a lot. So I'm happy for the breather. Let's dive into it though, because there are some things to talk about. I mentioned this one last week. This is the new gloss from Fenty Beauty. This one is in the shade Fussy. I just wanted to put it up again, A, because I love the Fenty glosses, and B, this is just a better picture, and C, give you an update. I did order it. It was released today on the Sephora app here in Canada, and I placed an order because I can already tell that I'm going to love it. I love the original one so much, and I'm very excited to get my hands on this one. Another one that I touched on last week was from Sugarpill. They're releasing 7 new shadows. Last week I thought it was 8 and they had only released 4 at that time. I was wrong, it is 7. They have now released images for all 7 of them, and here they are. They're beautiful. They are just so fun. Like, they really are. I don't know that I'm going to buy them simply from the cost perspective, but they are beautiful shades, so I'm going to have to think about it, but probably not. I hate being fiscally responsible. I have not been fiscally responsible lately, which is why I need to be going forward, but these shades are very pretty. One that is easy for me to say no to is from Jeffree Star, and it is the Northern Lights highlighting palette. It's not about the Jeffree Star thing. I know some people make their decision based solely on that. I have 3 of his palettes. I enjoy his palettes. I have some of his lipsticks. I enjoy them as well. For me, it just comes down to shade selection. I wouldn't get a whole lot of use out of this palette, particularly below freezing, the blue highlight. I'm just not going to wear that. I know I'm not. Maybe in like a video or maybe in an Instagram post, but overall I'm not going to get a whole lot of use out of this. The same could be said for a lot of highlighting palettes. There's usually only 2 or 3 shades out of 4 or 6 that I actually use, so I just tend not to buy highlighting palettes, and this is no exception. Also, the makeup bags, I don't have the need for that. I have been subscribed to Ipsy for about a year, and you get a makeup bag every time. They're not as big as this, but when you have 12 goddamn bags to choose from, you can just use all of them if you really need to. So I don't see the need for that either. Next up is from Pretty Weird Cosmetics, and before we get to the image, Pretty Weird Cosmetics reposted one of my images, and I was so excited, like fall off my chair, so excited. It was from the eye look that I wore in my Color Lover tag video, which I'll just stick up here in case you're interested. All of the shadows that I used in that video were from one palette called the Neon Galaxy palette from Pretty Weird Cosmetics, and they reposted, and that was so exciting. That was the first time, no, it's not the first time, but the first time that a makeup look has been reposted, and I was very, very excited about that. So I just want to toot my own little horn, toot toot, just a little bit. Let's move on. They're releasing new glitters. So there are 5 new ones coming out. I like Pretty Weird Cosmetics glitters. I do. I have a few of them. This is the size that they come in, so it's quite a practical size, really. Like, I don't need any more glitter than what comes in here. I think, I can't even guess how many grams this is. It doesn't matter. I think it was like $1.50. Like, they went on sale and it was $1.50 for this. So Even at that, I think they're like $3 regular priced, or $5 maybe. So in the land of, say, lit cosmetics and things where it could be like $15 to $20 a jar, I would definitely suggest checking out some of these smaller indie brands, because you can get really good quality cosmetic grade glitter from them for a fraction of the cost, and a lot of them do have a wide variety to choose from. Pretty Weird is sort of increasing their variety. They don't have a ton to choose from, but they have fine glitters and they have the chunkier glitters as well. So there is something for everybody, so go and check them out. They'll be linked down below, so there we have it. A brand that I just randomly stumbled upon on Instagram is called Epic Cosmetics, and I found this image of their holiday palette that's coming out. Doesn't seem to have a name, it just says holiday palette. That could be the name, but it does say that it smells like cinnamon, so that's kind of cool. But it is a $49 palette. That's pretty pricey, to be honest. And I mean, the colors are pretty, don't get me wrong, they are pretty, but there's a lot of overlap here. So to me, it kind of reminds me of a Morphe palette. The packaging of it, the pan size, all that kind of thing, it all looks very much Morphe. And the fact that there are a multitude of shadows in here, there's a lot of overlap. This, especially at the $49 price tag, this doesn't draw me in. The colors in and of themselves are very pretty, but it's not something that I need or want in my collection. Wet n Wild is currently holding like 24 days of giveaways, and one of their giveaway pictures, and I guess one of their giveaway prizes, is a lot of their upcoming releases. And so they have new 10 pan shadows, or 10 pan palettes, and some new liquid catsuits, and a bunch of other crap. I'm here for it. I am. I actually really like Wet n Wild eyeshadows. They are the best value for dollar at the drugstore. They perform so well, they're very consistent, and I love that they are adding colorful options. I love it. The bright, like rainbowy colored one down on the bottom, hell yeah. In fact, all of these, you could probably pick all of these palettes up for less than 40 bucks would be my guess. And I would rather put 40 bucks towards this and have a wide variety of shades than put $49 towards a palette where there's a lot of overlap. The liquid catsuits as well, I think they are the best liquid lipstick at the drugstore. Those and the Maybelline Superstay Ink, whatever the hell they're called, those are also really good. But these ones are just that much more comfortable and that much less money. So there's that. Don't like their mascaras. I see their Lash Renegade mascara, hard pass for me, but the palettes and the lip products look fantastic. Becca has released an image of their upcoming Ocean Glow something or other. When there's 3 different shadows in one pan, I don't know what it is. Is it a blush? Is it a highlighter? Is it like a bronzer? I don't know what it is. Oh, here, the description says it's blush, bronzer, and highlighter all in one. How are you going to apply that? How? How are you going to get your bronzing brush into that little strip of brown? How are you going to pick up a blush and not pick up everything else? Like this, it's just going to become a big jumbled mess. This is my complaint with every brand that puts out multiple shades in one pan and thinks that it is a trio. It is not, it is just one big hodgepodge. Because once you put a brush in there, that's the end of it. So this kind of thing, while it's cute, it does not draw me in because it's going to be a pain in the ass to use unless once they're all swirled together, somehow that works out. But when there's a highlighter in there and then you mix that with your bronzer, now you have a glowy bronzer, which is not something that I like. You have a blush that is going to get muddied up with the bronzer, so that's not going to look pretty. And then the white highlighter with the pink and the brown mixed into it is no longer going to be a white highlighter. So this is just problematic on all fronts. Hard pass. Manny MUA's Lunar Beauty is releasing a new collection called the Greek Goddess Collection. Whatever. The shades, it looks like a ColourPop shadow. Like, it looks like a ColourPop palette to me. There, I said it. The outer packaging is cool, like the whole Medusa thing. That is cool, that is different. I like that. but at the same time, it kind of reminds me of those Milk Makeup and Wu-Tang Clan, of all people, of that collab with the snake, like the serpent going around the lipstick tube. That's what I immediately thought this was, until I read further and saw that it was from Lunar Beauty. The shadows themselves really don't do anything for me. It's a neutral palette with a pop of blue. Been there, done that. Again, with the highlighting palette, I never use all 6, so it's really not functional for me. It just doesn't do much for me. I'm personally not a fan of Manny MUA. Like, I never have been, even from a few years ago before all the problematic drama shit came out. Just wasn't my cup of tea. To each their own. I mean, people, like I said, people hate on Jeffree Star. I buy Jeffree Star, so you do with your money what you want to do. For me, it's more about what's inside the packaging. I don't really care. In most instances, I don't really care who's behind it. For some reason, I have a hate on for like Kylie Jenner and Kim Kardashian. I don't know what it is. They've never done anything to me personally. I've never watched their friggin' show. I'm so apathetic that I just don't even look at their releases. Like, I just don't care. And Manny kind of follows into that same category. Like, I don't really care. I don't know. Whatever. The packaging is cool. I'll give them that. The shades don't do anything for me. There we go. One whose shades do it for me, though, is the new palette from Juvia's Place. This is the Tribe palette. Greens, oranges, dark sort of teal colors. I am down for it. I have already ordered it. I think it's beautiful, and I'm very excited to get it. From my experience with Juvia's Place, these shadows are more than likely going to perform like a freaking dream. I have a number of their palettes. Like, that whole stack is Juvia's Place. And there is not a dud pan in that bunch. So I expect great things from this palette, and I'm very excited to get my hands on it because I think it's really unique and really pretty. Speaking of unique, it's a pizza palette. It is from Glam Light, and it is the pizza palette. I think it's hilarious. I think it's awesome. I love it. The owner loves pizza, apparently. I was reading some of her posts. She's obsessed with pizza. Soul sister, me too. And so she did a pizza palette, and the shade names are things like red onion, bacon, pineapple. Comment down below, does pineapple belong on a pizza or not? I say go for it, but that could be a very divisive question, so let's start some shit down in the comments. What do you think? Pineapple on pizza? And go. So anyways, I think it's really cute. I don't know that I'm going to buy it, but I think it is really cute. It comes out December 12th in case you are interested. I might, just for the novelty of it. We'll see. It'll depend on the price and the shipping and all that jazz. I think the colors are pretty cool. This is one that I would buy strictly for the packaging though. Like I tell you, it is. I have a hard time when things are laid out in circles. I think I don't know, my brain just likes linear, like it likes things lined up in a grid. So this kind of, it's not how I would lay things out, but it's not unusable. It's just, I prefer things to be in a straight line. I don't know, am I the only one with like that? I don't know. But I think there's a wide variety of colors here. There are some pops of colors. There's some more neutral options. I think it's very workable. I just think it's a really cool idea. Nobody else is doing that. I mean, there was the chocolate bar palette, but now we're taking it a step further. I could honestly live without chocolate. I don't think I could live without pizza. I think I should live without pizza, but no, it's okay. I love myself. It's all good. Moving right along. Another palette that I think is just freaking stunning is from Ace Beauty, and it's going to be called the Flare palette. It'll retail for $39 US. It has 15 shades in it. It's beautiful. It looks, I mean, there are some shades in there that we see in the Juvia's Place palette, so I'm not surprised that I like it, but like the bottom left, Bayberry, get on my eyeballs, please. You're fucking beautiful. That whole bottom row, I could just bathe in it. I think it's gorgeous. Overall, the whole palette I think is just beautiful. I have 2 of the Paradise Collection palettes from Ace Beauty. The quality is like beautiful. They are so nice to work with, and I'm so excited for this one. Again, the shipping will probably get me, but it's going to be hard to say no to that one, we'll put it that way. MAC. They are coming out with liquid lip color bling things. That's the name, bling thing. So here's the thing. The packaging is cute. Pretty much anything that glitters, I'm down for. I'm not down for these. I don't know what it is. I'm not big on the whole metallic-y lip kind of deal. There's certain shades that I can pull off like that, but by and large, super bright metallic-y colors I'm not living for. And certainly like a yellow or gold, I'm not going to be able to pull that off. Like, I'm just not overall cool enough. My aesthetic does not support that look. So these are a hard pass for me. It seems like the 80s are kind of making a comeback, huh? I'm okay with like high-waist jeans and all that kind of thing because it just reduces the whole muffin top problem. But I don't know about super bright metallic-y lip. I don't know. It's just not my thing. Whatever. People can wear it, I don't care, but it's just not my thing. Two more things. One is from Storybook Cosmetics. They are coming out with the Victorian Witch Wand collection. I don't know. I'm not big on the whole Storybook Cosmetics thing. Like, I think it's kind of cool, but just out of a practicality concern, I don't know that I would really be reaching for these. They just look like they're going to be awkward to use, to be honest. I mean, they're pretty, I guess, if that's your thing. It's not really my thing, so I'm not really into it. But they just, I don't know, they look like they'd be really awkward to use. Not as awkward as those stupid flamingo ones from Tarte, but not my cup of tea. But I know some people go like absolutely nuts over the Storybook Cosmetics. So if you are one of those people, there is an upcoming one here. Lastly is a new product from Guerlain. They have released images of their upcoming spring collection foundation called the L'Essentiel, the Essential Foundation. Natural Glow, 16-hour wear, SPF 20, and it comes with a new face brush as well. The packaging looks kind of cool. The problem, though, is that this is one of their promo pictures, and this is the darker end of the range of shades that they showed. It's not fucking dark by any stretch. So how do I say this? Guerlain, what the fuck? What the fuck? There have been so many brands before them that have released shitty shade ranges, and people have lost their collective minds, rightly so. We have got past the point where it is okay to not be inclusive. I don't mean you have to go and release 150 shades, like whatever, but it's Guerlain. They can afford to release 40 shades. Not everybody that's buying them is white as the day is long. So I have an issue with that. I wouldn't buy this anyways because it's probably going to cost like $80 to $90, and I think that's just a little much. But I'm a little pissy. I'm a little pissy about this because I can't get offended for myself because there's going to be a shade here that covers me. However, it's so tone deaf. Like, it's so tone deaf. Did they not learn from Tarte? Honest to God, did they not learn anything? Did they not learn from IT Cosmetics? Even IT Cosmetics is making an effort, for God's sake. So I'm going to, as we're here, I'm going to go back over to Instagram and take a look at their pictures, because there was 3, and I wasn't smart enough to screenshot all 3 of them. So, yeah. So I am going to add in the 2, so just ignore me, I've been muttering. They all look like the same shade. And maybe they are. I don't know. They look suspiciously close the same. That's not grammar. You know what I'm saying. But these are the images that they're releasing for an upcoming launch. So, A, why would they put all of the same color in their promo picture? And if so, really? You gotta know that at this point in time, people are going to be looking for an inclusive shade range. You have to know that. Unless you've been living under a rock for the past 3 years, you have to know that. And even if you have been, take a look around. Where do you live where you only see one skin tone? That is not a thing. So, fuck you, Guerlain. Do better. What the hell? I just think it's so ridiculous. I think it's so ridiculous. I'm not down for it. Yeah, they can keep their overpriced shit. I am not down for that. All right. Now that I am firmly atop my high horse, I'm going to wrap this up. As always, please let me know down below what you're excited for, what you're not excited for. What do you think about the shade range thing? All of that kind of stuff. I love having these discussions with you guys, so feel free, sound off down below. Thank you, as always, for taking the time to watch, and I will see you in my next video. Until then, just be a decent human being. Bye for now. The eye look that I used... That's a pricey half-take, like price... I can't talk. I don't know what it is with Instagram. They tell me like the messages that I've received, like 4 hours after I've already like looked at them and replied to them. The next time I open up Instagram, it's like, hey, did you see these messages? Yes, I fucking did, Instagram. Calm down.